Hey, it's Social Club. We've got Robbie here, so we thought we'd pick his brain with the January transfer window open, and we're gearing up, of course, towards deadline day on the Ball Street channel on Tuesday the 31st, which is a weird day to have it, but you'll be there, won't you?
I'll be there.
And it should be an absolute spectacular show. That didn't work. Robbie, what do Arsenal have to do now? Look, you're right up there. You keep winning games that you look like you're about to throw away. You keep picking up points almost against the odds at times. Is there something that Arsenal can do and Arsene Wenger can do in the next week or so before the transfer window shuts that can, I don't want to say buy the title, but can catapult Arsenal right back into the frame for the title?
I think, first of all, sign Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez, get them new contracts signed. If I think that will be a huge boost to the squad. If you see pictures come out with those two signing on.
Are you confident?
For the next few years. I think the Ozil one will definitely get done. From what I've heard with the Sanchez one, there's still a bit. I heard that Sanchez really wants to stay, but I heard there's still a bit of a standoff between Sanchez's camp and Arsenal.
Can I ask you a question? If you get to the window shuts on the 31st, and all Arsenal have done in that time is announce that both those two guys have signed new contracts, what will the feeling be amongst Arsenal fans? Will you be upset that you've not done more business?
No, I think most Arsenal fans will be happy because it's not like it's a weird transfer window, and normally we need a striker, we need a defensive midfielder, this time we've actually got more or less what we need. I mean, Payet's an interesting one. I still think the one area where we're lacking at the moment is
attacking midfielders.
Well, no, not
Sulky French.
Sulky French.
no. Listen,
a Nelka-shaped hole for the last 15 years.
Hear me out a second, right? Santi Cazzola's out, right, and he's been out. He's going to be out. Call it his season's over. Yeah. We ain't going to see him, yeah. And I think you could put Payet into that same position, even though that's not exactly where he plays for West Ham. But I think you could put him into that same position, and he could play. He's got the technical ability. He's really hard to. He can receive the ball under pressure, he can go forward, and with his set pieces and that. I don't understand why. I know Wenger likes him as well. For me, we should go in and make a bid for him. He's a quality player.
He wouldn't the least Arsene Wenger signing that ever would be.
He wouldn't be cup tied in the Champions League, so we could play him in that game. I think you got a team where you got Payet, Ozil, Sanchez, all those in the same team, plus the other players around them. That's real quality. So, for me, I'd be going in and trying to see if there's something that could happen with Payet.
That'd be like a real Alex Ferguson move, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Not even being asked about. And you're right.
We'll worry about getting him off the books in a year or so.
No, it's not even that. We'll worry about like all the drama that comes with it, because you can imagine what the West Ham fans would be like. But that is a title winning move. That's something that you don't see enough of.
Yeah, I honestly think that if you had Payet in the team, and he would bring so much quality to that Arsenal team. And as I said, he's one guy that I've seen him when he's playing for West Ham, that he can get the ball under pressure, players can be around him, and he'll keep the ball. He doesn't give the ball away a lot. So that's why I think he could play that position. And he could also, fill in, and he can play on the left if you need him. No brainer for me, but I suppose Wenger doesn't really want to upset the squad.
How much was Xhaka?
Sorry?
How much was Xhaka?
35 million.
West Ham only want 30 for Payet. I think you've got.
Yeah, I think they was. They're going to get 30 for him.
Payet can tackle.
Yeah, exactly. Xhaka's. I think, don't get started on Xhaka. But Payet, I think what would be weird, how awkward is that for him, when he's been very clear that I want to go to Marseille for family reasons, and then he goes.
Is it closer?
Walks into the Arsenal team,
almost like when Tevez.
No, it's further away from France.
Almost like when Tevez wanted to move back to Argentina and then move to China.
It depends.
If you go to Heathrow,
is it closer to the tunnel? The tunnel link or something like. Yeah, I think that's exactly all that you've said there about us. I don't think you need signings as such. Because you've got such a... I think this is the first year in a long time that Arsenal have got proper depth, proper balance. The fact that you're able to just Perez is coming up with important goals, isn't he? You're just throwing Giroud in, who looked like he was completely out on his ear at the start of the season, and he's winning football matches for you. And then Alexis Sanchez. I was joking with my dad. I watched the last 5 minutes of the game on Sunday, and I said I have watched the last 5 minutes of about 4 Arsenal games this season, and you've been needing a late goal in every single one of them, and every single time the ball drops to Alexis Sanchez just on the edge of the 18-yard box. And it's like, he's going to make something happen here. Everyone panics, and you see the defence goes into meltdown, and you guys just know you're gonna get something from it. And you've got to have a player of that quality at the peak of his powers, performing really well. Good goalkeeper, the defence looks good. It's exactly that, but there is something, and there's an intangible benefit to saying to Chelsea, to saying to City, blah, 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 we're going to go out and going to get a ready-made, plug-in, amazing player to go into this team.
Do you still think your defensive midfielders are good enough to win you a league? Because Coquelin and Xhaka yesterday let you down.
They did.
And Coquelin gets substituted quite often.
Yeah, Coquelin's been good for us, man. I think he's had a very good season, very good last couple of seasons. I think Coquelin, we got Coquelin, El Neni as well. He's at African Cup of Nations, but he's decent as well. And Xhaka, listen,
decent good enough though, Robbie.
It's his first season. Yeah, I think they're good enough.
You look at Spurs, you go, Wanyama's
they've
a
actually
beast.
got defensive midfielders for the first time.
Baby steps.
20 years.
My point is though, everyone when they talk about Chelsea, you go, Kante, unreal. And he makes Matic look better as well. Those two, Xhaka's defensively is awful. He's been sent off 9 times in 3 seasons.
Yeah, but then, a lot of times in Arsenal we've asked for a player that is an edgy player, and that's what he is.
Yeah, there's edgy in this.
We've been completing too many games with 11 men. We need to change that.
No. Listen, he's yesterday, that was terrible by him, right? And he's something he's got to learn from. But I remember when Patrick Vieira first came to Arsenal, he got sent off a load of times as well. So I don't think we'll see the best of Xhaka until next year.
He's not anywhere near Patrick
No, I'm not saying he's Patrick Vieira, but I'm saying he's a very, he's a top player.
Yeah. I'm not sure
in the Bundesliga.
Well, I was going to say what they need is a Rottweiler, and what they've got is an angry poodle, basically.
That's Jack Wilshere.
To be fair, I do think you are missing just a proper Arlas. I've said it for a while. The last one,
Isn't Xhaka that though?
No, he's not. He's not really. He's a good player, but maybe he's too good a player to just be that person who sits in front of the back four. Robbie will obviously disagree with me, but I do think they just need... The last one you had, I think, was...
I like the fact that you're aware of your station in this.
Yeah.
Robbie's definitely going to disagree with me. I know this, but...
Gilberto was the last one. I think he's really hard. That just did that job.
I must say, Coquelin has not let Arsenal down.
He's a good player.
Listen, he's not as good as Kante, no. But, we've got so many players that can take the ball forward and do stuff with it that Coquelin knows his job. Just, look after the back foot. And it was up until when we played you guys, right? It was working. We've been playing, well. So, but I just think that somebody like a Payet that brings that extra.
Do you think
the set pieces,
people
for instance,
are afraid to make those transfers
immediately
now?
For instance, set pieces, free kicks and stuff like that.
We've said it before. And,
the fear factor of even just having that
exactly
extra guy like that.
About Alex Ferguson.
Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah, Jermaine Defoe. Well, Alex Payet is the most Alex Ferguson here in Man United side of all time.
He bought Cantona.
Exactly.
He bought Cantona from his biggest...
Van Persie,
He bought Cantona from, at the time, the biggest rivals, Leeds. After
I remember when he
just
bought,
won the league, and he went and he, everyone was like, he went and bought Andy
and
Cole.
Said Sheffield Wednesday, but I forgot nobody remembers.
Yeah, I do. He paid for him for 5 minutes. He played in a fucking 5-a-side match for them. Trevor Francis, you dickhead. He bought Andy Cole from Newcastle.
Yep. Larson,
and they were flying.
He bought Larson in as well.
Yeah, and he went like, you have Keith Gillespie? He's sound. He's on the Ailey sound.
Friend of the channel, Keith Gillespie.
Yeah. He bought Alan Smith from Leeds. When, people probably won't think he was...
Played him in midfield.
Yeah, it would make a massive difference, but he still scored goals to Liverpool fans.
Interesting, though. I know we've got a lot of Arsenal fans who watch the channel, so do give us your thoughts, and hopefully Robbie's kind of allayed your fears a little bit on some of this stuff. Let us know what you think Arsenal need to do, and is there something that you can do specifically before the window shuts?
But Sanchez...
catapult them into a title challenge.
Sanchez is that even if we don't buy no one, right? That guy, we
get his family in a bunker.
Get his dog sorted.
if he goes, oh
Buy
my
him a new
God.
dog.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. And I mentioned this on one of the previous videos. I'm going to mention it again. More Social Club coming later this week. Ask the Club where we answer your questions. Going up on Tuesdays from now on. And on Friday, we're going to begin a brand new sort of side series on the Social Club, picking the all-time greatest Premier League era 11